everyone, it's Ken with Ken's Creations. Today on the blog I want to show you how you can easily create your own Disney home decor using any of your favorite Disney characters. Today I'm going to show you, using the Wreck-It Ralph characters from PPBN Designs, how quickly you can make this home decor using just few materials. First I'm going to show you the supplies you're going to need for this project. Then I'm going to show you how to design it in the Silhouette Studio software, and then we're going to construct it. As you can see, this one is all done. However, Ralph has a little friend that we're going to go ahead and create so you can see the step-by-step projects. Let's go and take a look at what supplies you're going to need for this project. So for this project, you're going to need a few supplies. The first thing you're going to need to do is get your canvas. I chose to get mine at Michael's using a 10 by 10. Now if you want a bigger canvas you can definitely do that. I just liked having a square canvas. You're also going to need a ribbon in any color you would like. I chose black because it went well with both of my characters. And color coordinating buttons. Any colors will work just as long as it matches your pattern. The last thing we're going to need the Square One printable adhesive fabric. This is what we're going to print our characters on, and that is a great product. You're able to print right off of your printer, and it's on fabric, so it is repositionable. You're also going to need, of course, your favorite hot glue gun, and with all of these materials, in a few minutes, you too can create your own project. Let's go ahead and get this project going. I'm going to show you how to design it in the Silhouette Studio software first, and then finally how we put together our project. So the first thing we need to do is we need, of course, take the canvas out of the package. Make sure when you're doing this your hands are nice and clean. If your hands are oily or dirty, since we're not painting the canvas, it will get your canvas dirty, so be very careful with that. The next thing we need to do is get our ribbon ready. Now I'm just using a basic black ribbon with white stitching. You want to make sure it is long enough to wrap around in the back. So when you're cutting this, make sure it's long enough in the back here. Now what I like to do on my ribbon is I am going to go ahead and use my ATG gun, and this is my normal ATG gun. And I'm going to go just on the very end here and fold it over. So I put a little piece of adhesive there, and then I'm going to fold it over. And this is to stop it from fraying. So go ahead, and as you can see there, I'm just going to go ahead and do that on both ends. And it just is a nice little trick to stop it from fraying. Okay? When we're ready to go ahead and put this on our canvas, I'm going to use my wide rule ATG gun and just put a nice thin amount of the glue right along here, or the tape, and then we're going to put it on our canvas. I am by no means perfect at this, so I do get the tape everywhere, so you're probably thinking, that's not right. Oh well. So once I have my tape on it, I can go ahead and estimate where I want it on the canvas. And I'm doing it along the bottom, and I want about 4 inches. And then the most important part is you just want to make sure it looks nice and straight. And then you're just going to wrap it along the sides and to the back. Just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing with the piece right down here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then our next is to get our character ready. So before we start on downloading our designs, I do want to point out a mistake I just said in the video. In the last video when I was showing you the ribbon, I told you to put the ribbon 4 inches from the bottom of the canvas. That's insane. These canvases are only 10 by 10, so 4 inches would be halfway up my canvas. So I don't know what I was thinking. I meant to say only 1 inch from the bottom and 1 inch from the side. So I do apologize. You guys were probably watching the video and saying, dude, he is insane. That's way too much. So anyways, I'm going to go get more coffee and wake up. So it's 1 inch from the bottom, 1 inch from the side. So when we want to download these designs, you can go to www.ppbndesigns.com, and this is where you can download a whole bunch of different Disney-inspired files. So once you're there, in the search engine here, you want to look up Ralph, and that's going to bring up a Ralph character, which it is titled Ruin It Ralph, and you're going to want to go ahead and add this guy to your cart. He was on the 10 by 10 canvas I showed you in the beginning of the video. So you want to download him, and then the other one is under V is for Vanellope, and you want to go ahead and add this file to your cart. Now we're only going to be using the Vanellope part, we're not going to be using the V part, but this is the only way the design comes. So go ahead and add this to your cart, pay for your items, and download them to your computer. You're going to want to go ahead and import them into your Silhouette Studio software. Now, when I import my designs, I always import the SVG file and the PNG file. And for this project, we're going to be using the PNG file because this is going to be a print and cut, and I don't want to cut all the layers. So I'm going to go ahead and get Vanellope added in. Now, like I said, I don't want these V parts. So I'm going to go ahead and using the knife feature, I'm making sure it is on the poly setting, the POLY. I'm just going to go ahead and cut out the part I don't want, which is that part there. And then we can actually just get rid of this V here. Now that leaves Vanellope here, and I want to go ahead and make sure that we trace her, because right now if I was to cut, it's going to cut around this white part here, which I don't want. So we're going to go up to the trace feature, we're going to select trace area, I'm going to draw a box around Vanellope, turn off the high pass filter, and turn my threshold all the way up. We're going to hit the trace and detach function, and we're going to go ahead and move her off to the side. Now, you want to make sure that you get all of her. So if you need to turn up your scale and trace and detach and keep going back over it, there you go. We got all of her, including this white here. Now, normally, I would try really hard to get the white as close as possible, get all of this white around Vanellope away. We're going to be putting this on a 12 or a 10 by 10 white canvas, so I'm not as worried about the white around her because it's going to blend into my canvas. So the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and make her 7 inches. In the Ralph canvas, I made him 7 inches and it looked great, so I'm going to make her 7 inches as well. I'm going to come up to this ratio, or the scale here, make sure my lock aspect ratio is on here, and then in this height box, I'm just going to go ahead and type 7.00, click outside of that box, and it's going to say that she is going to go up to 3.299. Hit apply, and there you're going to see as she blows up. Now we need to go ahead and set this to a print and cut. So I'm going to come up here to the new page settings, and if you haven't noticed, I'm using the new Silhouette version 3.0, so that's why it looks a little different. In the page settings, I'm going to go ahead in this down arrow, I'm going to go ahead and select 8.5 by 11, and then up here on the registration marks, I'm going to go ahead and select this down arrow and say that I do want the registration marks. I can go ahead and put Vanellope now right here on my page, and I'm going to go ahead and send this to my printer. Now when I'm sending this to the printer, a couple things. Since we're printing on that Square One masterpiece, we're going to want to make sure the media and quality is selected, and we also want to say that the media type is photo, because that's per the instructions on the package, and we want to make sure our print quality is at the best. Go ahead and hit your print feature, and that's going to send it to the print. Now, once you've printed it, you're going to go ahead and lay it on your mat, and then we need to set up our blade settings. So we're going to go to this cut settings, and we are going to make sure it says that it is vinyl, because this is kind of a vinyl. Now when you cut this, you want to make sure you have two options here. You can cut it by going into color, or you can cut by layer. For this demonstration and for this project, you want to make sure it says by layer. Then you can go ahead and hit send to Silhouette. And what it's going to do is it's actually going to look for the registration marks, as you can hear now, and then you're going to be able to cut this around where this black line is. Alright, so let's go ahead and cut this, and then we're going to go ahead and finish the project. So now that we've printed it and cut it, here is my square one media there. We also have our 10 by 10 canvas with the ribbon, 1 inch from the side, 1 inch from the top here. Now, on my Wreck-It Ralph one, I made sure that the ribbon went along the bottom and the side. So I want Vanellope's to be opposite from that, so that way when they're by each other, you have that look. And that's why I'm going to put Vanellope this way along the bottom and opposite from Ralph. So let's go ahead and get Vanellope off the mat. So I'm just going to, using a tool, go ahead and take off the part I don't need. And throw that away. And then, very carefully, I'm going to go ahead and lift up using a tool. And go ahead and lift Vanellope up. And then I just want to make sure she is placed kind of in center here. Great stuff about this is it's repositionable, so if you don't like where she ended up, you can go ahead and lift it up and see. But I kind of like her right there. And then I'm going to just very lightly take my finger along this and press it down. And then I'm going to take my hand on the back of the canvas, and then that way I can push it down harder to make sure it adheres nice to the canvas. And as you can see, that's why I wasn't too worried about the white along her, because it just blends in real nice with the canvas and you can't even really tell where the white ends. So that part is done. What we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and add some buttons along here with hot glue, and that will finish this project. So everyone, there is the finished project. This project was super easy to do, you guys. All you need, like I said, is a canvas of your size choosing. You just need to go to www.ppbndesigns.com to download your Ralph and Vanellope. And then just using some hot glue, ribbon, and buttons, you've created some really fun home decor for a child's room or anywhere in your house. She has a whole bunch of other Disney-inspired designs on her website, so make sure to go check out all of the designs. Once again, that website is www.ppbndesigns.com. Make sure you check out the Square One Masterpiece website. This is a great product that you're able to print on printable fabric, and it adheres just perfectly to canvas. Their website is www.squareonemasterpiece.com. Make sure you're following my blog at www.creativeken.blogspot.com. And make sure you're checking out all my YouTube videos, subscribe to my channel, and make sure to like and comment as much as possible. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching today's project. Make sure to go out there and create something magical. Thanks!